All right, that last test fit went good. So what I had done with that last test fit is I cut it a little bit here because remember I said I made it long. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I said I had made it long, so I cut it back to where it should be, but I left this little flange right here for my next piece of the transmission tunnel so I can spot weld it to that later. So what we're going to do now is just one more tip with the tipping die on this coming across, just so the next piece can sit flat on it. So we'll go do that right now. After I plug the machine back in. Now we can do it. I'm going to loosen up though. I don't want to go as crazy of a bend. Just a slight one. And yes, I'm doing this by eye. Because I was hit by a tractor trailer truck when I was younger. And I'm blind in one eye, so I don't have to squint my eyes to see good. I just look at it. Laser vision. See how nice that looks? That's my finished panel. I mean, I could make it more beautiful and take out little ridges and everything, but it's going under the transmission, or under the floor, so, like, I don't know. Looks pretty good. Alright, so there it is in place. Looks really good. Just a tiny bit to trim off there, but I'll weld it in before I actually trim that off. But I got a good gap between the transmission and it's missing the bell housing up there, so this I put a little bit too much of a bend in. That's not a big deal. You can hammer that right back down into place, so I'm not too worried about that. But that's what it's going to look like so far. So next, well, I guess next I'm going to clean that up and weld it in. That's boring stuff, so I'll just go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll start making the piece that's going to go from here to here. I went ahead and made the second piece just because basically it's doing exactly what I did up there, except for it was a little, you know, I have to cut out for the shifter hole there, but it was pretty much just what I showed you. So I went out and I went ahead and cut this out, and as you can see what I did here, I got that all bent to go there. So what I'm going to end up doing for that is, if you guys remember, sorry about all my fingers there, geez, but if you guys remember, I told you I had to cut a little notch in this piece right here so the drive shaft doesn't rub the bottom of the floor. So I was getting a little ahead of myself, so I forgot about that part. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make a secondary piece that's going to have like a little curve up and then come down into here. You'll see in just a minute. I'll make one real quick. It's not going to be a big deal. So what I'm going to end up doing though is, now that this is all formed to the shape of this right here, I'm going to go ahead and trace that around. I'll take this piece back off after I trace it all around, and I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut this out, and then this will be able to be pushed in and butt welded to this. So that will be my new piece of the floor right there, and you won't be able to tell once I grind it away and clean it and everything. You won't be able to tell that I actually put this to that. And then there'll just be a little circular cup thing that goes like from wider to skinnier right here, coming down. So I'm going to make one of those right now and get that all fit up. And I'm not going to show you guys me making that because it's just going to be a simple little thing to make. And then, to be honest with you, if I had a piece of exhaust pipe here that was wide enough, like a 4-inch exhaust pipe, I would literally cut it out of that and weld it in there, and that's it. But I don't have one, so I'm gonna have to make one, but boring stuff. So I'm just gonna make one real quick, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. That's the piece I just made. So what I'm gonna do now is, it is sitting centered the way I want it. There we go. So I'm gonna just make a line on here where it is, and on the other side, and I'll probably make a line right around here too, just so I know where it's going. But we're gonna cut out what I've already made and weld this into it. That way it misses the drive shaft completely when I put it on, and make it look uniform to inside of the truck here. That's what I came up with. It's all welded in place. I did finish off these welds here. I grinded them flat, these plug welds, because the next piece of the floor that goes from here to there will sit on top of this. So I had to grind those flat. That's what it looks like on the back. I didn't finish those welds or anything yet. You know, I could do it later. It's not a big deal. This truck still needs to go to the sandblaster and all that crap. I know normally people sandblast first, but I'm just trying to get it all mocked up and all that stuff. So that's where we're at, and that will conclude this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate you guys.